Welcome back to our channel. You won't believe what's happening right now. The internet was on fire with rumors, and trust me, this is where it got interesting. People started talking, social media went wild, and one big question took over: were Barack and Michelle Obama heading for a divorce? It all started when Michelle Obama was missing from not just one, but two major events. First, it was announced that she would not be attending Donald Trump's upcoming inauguration, while Barack Obama was confirmed to be there. And then people noticed something even more shocking. Michelle was also missing from the funeral of former President Jimmy Carter. The moment this news hit the internet, fans and critics alike began connecting the dots. Could this be just a coincidence? Or was there something much bigger going on behind the scenes? But here's the craziest part. This wasn't just about her absence. People started digging deeper, and what they found made the situation even more suspicious. The last time Barack and Michelle were seen together in public was more than a month ago. And when they were spotted, something about them felt off. A well-known body language expert, Judy James, analyzed their last public appearance, a private dinner in Los Angeles, and what she revealed left everyone stunned. Barack Obama, the man known for his charisma and charm, looked somber. No laughter, no conversation, and no warmth between the two. It wasn't the loving couple the world was used to seeing. And Michelle? She was smiling at the cameras, but was it a real smile or just a way to cover something up? This is where it got even more intense. As they left the restaurant, people expected to see them walking side by side, like they always did. But no, Barack was walking behind Michelle. That simple detail sent shockwaves through the internet. In Hollywood, in politics, in any high-profile relationship, body language spoke louder than words. And in that moment, their body language didn't show unity. It showed distance. And when they got into their waiting car, no hand-holding, no conversation, just both of them staring straight ahead, lost in their own thoughts. It didn't take long for the internet to explode with theories. Some said this was proof that their marriage was falling apart. Others believed they were just tired and avoiding paparazzi. But what made this story different was how unusual their behavior seemed. Even their past interviews about their relationship struggles started resurfacing, making people wonder, was this all leading up to something bigger? Fans rushed to social media, and the comments were ruthless. "I'm calling it. The Obamas are getting a divorce," one user wrote. Another said, "Michelle doesn't even want to be near him. Something is definitely going on." And then the theories became even wilder. Some people claimed that Michelle had already moved out of their shared home. Others pointed out that she had been making more solo public appearances lately. Could all of this be true? Or was it just the internet blowing things out of proportion? But wait, this is where things took an unexpected turn. Not everyone believed the divorce rumors. Some people had a completely different theory. They thought Michelle was making a political statement. One viral tweet read, "This isn't about marriage. Michelle is sending a message. She doesn't want to be part of Trump's inauguration, and she doesn't have to be." Another person pointed out that Michelle was mourning the loss of her mother. "She's grieving, and people are turning it into a scandal," they wrote. So was this all just a case of bad timing, or was there really trouble in paradise? But here's where it got even crazier. Just when people thought they had figured it all out, new details surfaced that made everything even more suspicious. It turned out that Michelle Obama had been noticeably absent from multiple high-profile events before these two major ones. People started connecting the dots. She had skipped several public gatherings where Barack was present. At first, no one really thought much about it, but now, in light of the divorce rumors, these absences seemed intentional. Was she avoiding being seen with him? Was this her way of slowly stepping away from the marriage without making an official announcement? Or was there a much deeper reason behind it all? And then another bombshell dropped. Reports surfaced that Michelle had been spending a lot of time in a different city away from Barack. Some sources even claim she was staying in a separate home. This only added fuel to the fire. People began speculating that they might have already been living apart but hadn't made it public yet. Could it be possible that they were quietly preparing for a divorce announcement? The idea didn't seem too far-fetched, especially when looking at past interviews where Michelle had openly talked about the struggles in their marriage. In her own words, she had said that there were times she felt completely alone in their relationship, carrying the burden of raising their children while Barack was always busy with work. And let's not forget, back in 2020, she had even admitted that there was a time when she resented him for prioritizing his career over their family. The internet went into full investigation mode. People started revisiting old interviews, looking for any hints they might have missed before. And what they found made things even more shocking. Barack had written in his book that during their early years in the White House, there was a subtle but constant tension in their marriage. He had described Michelle as often being frustrated and exhausted. He even recalled a moment when she told him, "This isn't what I signed up for." These statements, which seemed harmless at the time, now look like warning signs that things hadn't been perfect for a while. Was this proof that their marriage had been on shaky ground for years? And if so, were they finally at the breaking point? Social media continued to explode with reactions. One user tweeted, "An Obama divorce would break the internet, but I can't say I'm surprised." Another person wrote, "The signs have been there all along, we just never paid attention." And then there were those who insisted that this was all just a misunderstanding. Come on, guys. Michelle doesn't have to attend every event. Maybe she just didn't want to go, someone commented. But here's the shocking part. Sources close to the couple reportedly told Page Six that Michelle deliberately chose not to attend Trump's inauguration because she didn't want to be fake. She didn't want to pretend to support something she didn't believe in. If that was true, then maybe this whole thing wasn't about a divorce at all. Maybe it was just about politics. But if that was the case, then why did their body language seem so off during their last public appearance? Why did Barack look so distant? And why did Michelle seem so eager to walk ahead of him instead of beside him? And most importantly, why hadn't they addressed the rumors directly? Normally, when baseless rumors spread about celebrities or political figures, their representatives shut them down immediately. But in this case, there had been silence. No denial, no clarification, just more questions. And just when people thought they had seen it all, something even bigger happened. A new set of photos surfaced, and what they showed changed everything. And this is where things took a completely unexpected turn. Just as people were still processing all the theories and speculations, a new set of photos surfaced, and they changed everything. These weren't just any random pictures. They were images taken at a private event where Barack Obama was seen without his wedding ring. Yes, you heard that right. The moment these pictures hit the internet, the rumors went from speculation to full-blown scandal. Was this the final proof that something was seriously wrong in the Obama marriage? Social media exploded. Barack not wearing his ring? That's not normal, one user posted. Another said, "This is exactly how it starts. First, they stop attending events together. Then one of them forgets the ring." We all know where this is heading. People began zooming into every single recent photo of the former president, trying to find out exactly when he stopped wearing it. Some claimed he hadn't been seen with his ring for weeks, while others insisted it was just a one-time thing. But here's the crazy part. There was no official explanation. No one from Obama's team addressed why he wasn't wearing it. Was it just a coincidence? Or was this yet another clue that their marriage was falling apart? And then another shocking detail came to light. Reports started circulating that Michelle Obama had been making big decisions behind the scenes, decisions that could hint at a possible separation. A source close to the couple allegedly told the media that Michelle had been focusing more on her own future. including new projects, independent travel, and spending time with people outside of her usual circle. Some even claim she had been looking at properties, possibly for herself. Could this mean she was planning to move out? The thought of Michelle, the strong and independent woman that she is, quietly preparing for a new life without Barack was enough to send the internet into overdrive. But wait, this is where it got even more interesting. While some people were convinced that a divorce was coming, others had a totally different theory. What if Michelle's absence wasn't about trouble in her marriage at all? What if this was all about her future in politics? Think about it. She had been more vocal in recent years, taking strong political stances and gaining massive public support. Some political analysts started suggesting that Michelle was distancing herself from Barack, not because of personal reasons, but because she was gearing up for something big, a possible presidential run in the future. And if that was the case, keeping her image separate from her husband's might be a strategic move. At this point, the debate was intense. Was this all leading to a shocking divorce announcement? Or was Michelle just preparing to step into a new chapter of her own? People were desperate for answers, but the Obamas remained silent. No statements, no public appearances together, just more speculation. And the longer they stayed quiet, the louder the internet became. And then, out of nowhere, another twist came that no one saw coming. An insider, someone who claimed to have direct knowledge of the situation, came forward with new information. And what they revealed changed everything we thought we knew about this situation. And this is where everything flipped upside down. Just when people were convinced that a divorce announcement was inevitable, an insider came forward with explosive new information. This wasn't just some random online speculation. This was someone who claimed to have direct access to the Obamas' inner circle. And what they revealed, it shocked everyone. According to this source, the situation between Barack and Michelle wasn't as simple as people thought. Yes, there had been tension. Yes, Michelle had been absent from key events. And yes, Barack had been seen without his wedding ring. But here's where it gets interesting. The insider claimed that this wasn't just about personal issues. There were external forces at play. Allegedly, some of Michelle's recent decisions had nothing to do with Barack and everything to do with her future. This insider suggested that Michelle had been under immense pressure from political strategists and influential figures who wanted her to step into a bigger role. For years, people had speculated about the possibility of Michelle Obama running for office, but she had always dismissed the idea. However, behind the scenes, there were powerful people who believed she was the only person who could shake up the political landscape. And if she were to step into that role, she would need to establish herself as a completely independent figure, separate from Barack's legacy. And this is where it got even crazier. The source claimed that Michelle's absence from Trump's inauguration, Jimmy Carter's burial, and even her distance from Barack wasn't about their marriage at all. It was about strategy. By staying away from these events, she was sending a message that she wasn't just Barack's wife. She was her own person with her own agenda. And if this was true, then everything people thought about their marriage falling apart could have been a massive misunderstanding. But wait, there was still one thing that didn't make sense. If Michelle's actions were all part of a larger plan, why was Barack acting so distant? Why did he look so solemn in those pictures? Why hadn't he addressed the rumors? If everything was fine between them, wouldn't they have shut down the speculation immediately? This is where the insider dropped another bombshell. According to them, Barack was not happy with Michelle's growing independence. He wasn't against her having her own identity, but he never imagined a time where their marriage would take a backseat to politics again. After spending 8 years in the White House, Barack had been looking forward to a quieter life, one where he and Michelle could focus on their relationship, travel, and enjoy life outside the public eye. But now, It seemed like Michelle was being pulled back into the political world, and this time it wasn't his career, it was hers. And this, according to the source, had created real tension between them. They weren't fighting in the traditional sense, but there was a clear shift happening in their relationship, a shift that neither of them had fully prepared for. Barack was trying to hold on to the life they had built together, while Michelle was being drawn into something bigger. And this, more than anything else, was what had created the distance people were noticing. So now the question wasn't just, are they getting divorced? It was, is Michelle preparing for something bigger? And if she was, where did that leave Barack? Would he step aside and support her? Or was this the beginning of a completely new chapter, one where they weren't always standing side by side? And then, just when people thought they had finally figured out what was happening, something huge happened, a move that no one saw coming. And when it did, it completely changed the game. And just when everyone thought they had unraveled the mystery, destiny took an unexpected turn. Out of nowhere, Michelle Obama made a move that shattered every theory floating around. No cryptic social media posts, no vague interviews. This was a clear and direct statement. But what she did, no one saw it coming. Instead of addressing the rumors in an official statement, Michelle appeared at a private event, alone. No Barack, no wedding ring, no traditional public display of unity. And the moment those images leaked, the internet exploded. People weren't just asking if she and Barack were separating anymore. They were now wondering if Michelle had already made up her mind about her future. And here's the craziest part. Sources claim that during the event, Michelle was in high spirits. She wasn't withdrawn. She wasn't avoiding the cameras. If anything, she looked more confident than ever before. Some insiders even claimed that she had been meeting with high-profile political figures behind closed doors. What was she planning? Meanwhile, Barack Obama was still silent. No tweets, no public appearances with Michelle, nothing. The more he stayed quiet, the more people believed that something was really happening behind the scenes. And then, just when the speculation reached its peak, a new report surfaced, one that turned everything on its head. A well-placed source revealed that Barack and Michelle were not heading for divorce. In fact, their alleged distance wasn't because of relationship issues at all. But here's where it gets even more shocking. The source claimed that Barack was actually in on it. That's right. This entire time, while the internet was debating their marriage, Barack and Michelle had supposedly been working on something together. And what was it? A massive power move. According to the report, Michelle wasn't just stepping into the political spotlight. She was preparing for a role so big that it would change the entire landscape of the next election. And Barack was fully supporting her from the shadows. Was Michelle Obama gearing up for a presidential run? Was this whole distance just a calculated move to separate her from Barack's legacy? Had they fooled everyone into thinking there was trouble in paradise while secretly planning a historic shift in American politics? And if this was true, then one thing was clear: this was just the beginning. Whatever was happening between Barack and Michelle wasn't about divorce. It was about power. And whether people loved them or hated them, one thing was certain: the Obamas were far from done.